Hello, it is Wednesday the 2nd of September and we are solving by factoring. Now when we mean solve, we're looking for the x-intercepts, the place where the parabola crosses the x-axis. So remember, a parabola can cross the x-axis lots of places, in two places, in this one. Right? And so all of these, I believe, all of these have two x-intercepts. Now we're going to find out that not every parabola has two x-intercepts, but all of these do. So we want to be able to find the coordinates of the x-intercept, right? That's what we're looking for. And so, like, we would know this one might be negative 1, 0, and this one might be 4, 0. So we're looking for the coordinates, the x, y, for these points. That's what we want. All right? So, first thing we look for is what's common. So on this one and this one, like these guys down here, these all have something common. And if you look, here this is divisible. 3 goes into 6, and there's an x in both things. So I'm going to take out 3x. Now that just means I'm dividing by 3, so that makes the 3 go away. And I'm dividing by x, so that takes one of these x's. So that leaves me with x plus, here 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then I took the x out, so that is what's left. Right? Now then, if we apply the zero product property, remember, if this side times this one equals 0, that means this one could be 0, or this one could be 0. Alright? So this, what makes this side equal 0? Well, that's a negative 2. Right? And what makes this side equal 0? Well, that is 0. So I know 3 times 0 would be 0. So x could be 0, or over here there's a whole nother answer, or x could be negative 2. Alright? Negative 2 plus 2, that'd be 0. And 3 times 0, that'd be 0. So what are the coordinates for this parabola? Where does it cross? Well, if the x is 0, remember the y value is always 0. Because right here we're saying it's an x-intercept. Every point on this line, no matter where I am, if I'm on this axis, like way over here, this would be 8, 0. Right here, this would be 2, 0. This would be negative 3, 0. Well, if these are the two x numbers, then the answer to this is going to be 0, 0, and negative 2, 0. So if we want the coordinates of the x intercepts, that's the answer to number 1. Now let's do number 2. So in number 2, we look and see, is there anything common? Nope, nothing. This one has an x, this one has an x, that one doesn't. This one you divide by 2, that one divide by 2, that one doesn't. So you have to break it into 2 groups, just like we were. And we're saying that I know that the front of each group is x, because x times x makes x. We have to multiply to be 12. So there's several ways to get that. 3 times 4, 2 times 6, 1 times 12. But they have to add up to be 8. So we've been factoring a long time. We know that this would have to be 2 and 6. Right? 2 times 6 is 12. 2x plus 6x is 8x. So we know that's the factor. But that's not the answer we're looking for. We're looking for the coordinate. So, what makes this equal 0? That's my question. What makes x plus 2 equal 0? So, I'm not using this one. I'm just saying this. Well, negative 2, right? Negative 2 plus 2, that would be 0. And here, what would make this one equal 0? Negative 6 plus 8. So, that means the parabola goes like this, and it crosses at negative 2, 0, and the answer to this one is negative 6, 0. So see, what we're doing is we're trying to find the place where this parabola crosses the x-axis. This is just an example. This one crosses at negative 2 over here and negative 6 way over here, right? Okay, try again. So first step is factor. So I have to factor. I must factor. So I get x times x. And then what numbers multiply to be negative 36 and add up to be negative 5? Well, 36 negative 6 times positive 6? Put that would add up to be 0. How about, let's see, what else is there? 3 times 12? Negative 3 and positive 12. That doesn't work because that doesn't add up to be 5. So what if we said, I know that it's negative 9 times positive 4. 4 times 9 is 36. So negative 9 times 4 would be negative 36. And then if you add the inside, that's 4x. And the outside, that's negative 9x. That would be negative 5. So we know this is the factor. Now once again, the answer to the problem is the opposite of what's here. So if you see plus 4, you know this is negative 4. So one of the x-intercepts is negative 4, comma 0. Right? Which is way over here somewhere, right? Somewhere right there. And then the other x-intercept, what makes this equal 0 is the opposite of negative 9. It would be positive 9. Positive 9, comma 0. Right? So those are the two x-intercepts. Now, I'm looking down this row, so we're going to go here. Oh boy, we've got 3x. And 1x. Right? Alright. So, 3x squared plus 7x minus 40. So we know the numbers that make 3x squared. Now we need the numbers that make negative 40. And so we know negative 2 times 10. What else do we know? I mean 4 times, negative 2 times 20. What did I say? And then negative 4 times 10. We could do negative 1 and 40. We could do positive 5 and negative 8. You know, that would work. Or negative 8 and, let's see, that's the opposite. Negative 5 and positive 8, yeah. So there's lots of little things we can do. We just have to find the one that works. Okay, so I'm going to try 8 and 5. And we'll try positive 8 and negative 5. Okay, now we're going to try and see if it makes negative 7, because that's what it has to be, right? Oh no, that's positive 7. Positive 7. So let's see. This guy would be negative 15. Negative 15 and positive 8 would be negative 7. But we wanted positive 7. Oh no. So that means I may have to change this sign. Come on, erase this. Am I in the right place? That's the eraser, yeah. So I got that one, and I got that one, okay. Now back to the pencil. So how about negative 8 and positive 5? Okay, now we've got 15 minus 8. Yep, that'll work. Because 15 minus 8 is positive 7. Now look, we know the answer to this one is the opposite of this. So that's going to be negative 5, 0. Right? That's the coordinate for this guy. But this one, remember what we did the other day whenever we were working on this? We said, well, we know that we can get rid of, we can say 3x minus 8 equals 0. So I'm just trying to make us a place to work over here. So we'll get rid of all this, I hope. There we go. And then, so I want to know what makes 3x minus 8 equals 0. Well, remember that you need to add 8 to both sides. Right? So if I add 8 to this side, and I add 8 to this side, then I have 3x equals 8. Well, now I have to divide by 3. So that means that x equals 8/3. X equals 8 divided by 3. And so if that's what x is, what's y? Well, remember, y is always 0. Look at all of these other ones. Y is always 0. So what's the coordinate? It would be 8/3, comma, 0. Yay! One last one. This one has something common. See, there's only 2 parts. Look for what's common. Now here, there's no number that divides into both of them, just x. X is the only thing that we have. So if I take x out of here, remember there's 2 x's right there. So if I take x out, that leaves me with 5x. And then if I take x out of this, that just leaves the 6. Okay, there we go. Now then, what makes this one equal 0 is 0. So if the x is 0, remember the y is always 0. For an x-intercept, it's always 0. So there's 0, 0. And then what's the answer to this? Well, just like this guy, we had to move the 8 and then divide by 3. Now we have to subtract the 6. That makes negative 6. And then we divide by 5. So negative 6 divided by 5, comma 0. Yay! Now, believe it or not, today's homework is this whole worksheet. And I just did the first half for you. I did all the odd problems. You need to do all the even problems. Okay? Take a picture. You got to show me everything. So write down all this stuff on your odds, because that's what you want. And then do the same thing over here. So your assignment is complete if you hand in all 10 done. So you need to write down what I did for 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then you need to solve 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So your assignment is these 5 problems here. Write down all of these odd problems and then solve these 5 problems. Okay? That's the homework for Wednesday. Bye.